Hi again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, this time I try to give a response to Anthony again regarding his debate with Dr. Shabir Ali. Thus, by the title of the debate is, does the Bible teach the doctrine of the Trinity? This time, I want to discuss about Anthony, his argument about John 1:1. Okay, Anthony said that John says that Jesus is God. Okay, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1c, the Word was God. This is actually a controversial part in John 1:1. Okay, a bit controversial. And then Anthony did quote from Daniel Wallace. I have his book here with me. So this Greek grammar beyond basic. Okay. So let us first watch the video, and then I will give some response regarding this issue, the issue of the divinity of Jesus in John 1:1. Let us watch the video first.
John doesn't declare that Jesus is God. He's quoting verse 2 where he says, this one was in the beginning with God. My whole point was that he glossed over. He says John couldn't be saying Jesus is God because verse 2 says he was with God. But verse 1 says that too, while also saying that he is God. It says, in the beginning was the Word, and then arche ein halagos, kai halagos ein pros pantheon, kai theos, and God, kai theos ein halagos, and God was the Word. The Word was God in English syntax. And he quoted Wallace, who's a Greek grammarian, by the way. He quoted Wallace saying it doesn't really mean that he's God. It's just saying that he has a divine quality. He's kind of God-like in the sense that he's very exalted. Here's what Daniel Wallace says in his Greek grammar beyond the basics, page 269. John 1:1 stresses that although the person of Christ is not the person of the Father, their essence is identical. The construction the evangelist chose to express this idea was the most concise way he could have stated that the Word was God and yet was not the person of the Father. That's Dan Wallace. That's what Greek grammarians say. The Word is a pre-verbal predicate nominative. In fact, it's moved to the emphatic position. It's stating that Jesus is God in the most emphatic way you could possibly ask him to do so. And he does it again in verse 18. Shabir says again it's a subordinationist proof because it says monogenes theos according to at least the critical text because that means only begotten God. Well, that's not how even Wallace.
Okay. Let me give my response on this. Actually, there is an article written published in Journal of Biblical Literature, volume 92, written by Philip Harner in 1973 regarding about John 1:1. Okay, whether the last part of John 1:1, John 1:1c, and the Word was God, actually how this sentence should be translated. Okay, Hannah, in this article in front of you, this article, he said that he said that here, if you see here, okay, I have a copy of the journal with me, written by Philip B. Harner. in 1973, which been published in the Journal of Biblical Literature, volume 92. Here, interestingly, Harner say, okay, with an altos predicate preceding the verb, they are primarily qualitative in meaning. Okay. I have a video that I did long ago, 3 or 4 years ago, regarding about predicate nominative, and also I discussed about cover rule. So I will give link afterward. But what I try to say here is actually the last part of John 1:1, which normally modern Bible translated as the word was God, actually can also be translated as the word was a God, or the word was divine. Okay, because Harner say in this article in the front of you, with an another predicate preceding the verb, are primarily qualitative meaning. Actually, John not say that Jesus is God, but Jesus actually have quality or God-like, you see, quality which share same quality with what God has. Okay, this is what Hannes tried to transmit in this article. And if we see in this is from page 85 of the article, okay, we can see clearly what he has to say about John 1:1, the last part. Okay, it's also quite interesting. Clearly see that John 1:1 thing that the qualitative force of the predicate is so prominent that the noun cannot be regarded as definite. See? Okay, in John 1:1 again, John 1:1, I think that the qualitative force of the predicate is so prominent that the noun cannot be regarded as definite. So what Hannah tried to say here is the correct translation for Kriteos and Halogos is the word was a God, or the word was divine. It's not the word was God. Okay, this is what he tried to explain here. Okay, so if Kriteos and Halogos, theos here is just a qualitative, that means the theos here is not definite, it's not God, but a qualitative. Okay, so we can translate this as the word was a God, or word was divine. So if qualitative, so you cannot take theos in this last part of John 1:1 in Kriteos and Halogos as a definite, and it's not God. Okay, and interestingly, you say that Wallace also doesn't say that this part is qualitative, but let us look what Wallace has to say in his book. Okay, this from Greek Grammar Beyond Basic, okay, by Dan Wallace. Is page that you have citing 269, and then you have cite this part, okay. The construction of evangelists choose to express this idea, okay. You have cited this part, okay. The construction of evangelists choose to express this idea was the most concise way he could have stated that the Word was God and yet was distinct from the Father. But yet, you forgotten to see the footnote of the what Dan Wallace tried to say. Here I try to make it very clear, the footnote behind under the page. So here is the footnote 31, okay. Here footnote 31, you can see clearly, okay, footnote 31. So to make it clear, I put it here. Although I believe that chaos in 1:1c, John 1, chapter 1, verse 1c, is qualitative. You see, even Wallace himself believed that John 1:1c is qualitative. See, but he continued, I think the simplest and most straightforward translation is, okay. So both Wallace and Harner agree that John 1:1c actually a qualitative, okay. But Wallace he believed that the straightforward, that means translate as what the modern Bible practicing nowadays, that means, and the word was God. But Harner, he have different idea, okay. And then he said that it's not definite, it's not God here, but qualitative. That means the attribute of God. That means the word share or has some quality like God, okay. So the word is actually is not God, but share same quality with God. So Harner say chaos here is not definite, so cannot say the God or literally the God, okay. Normally in English we don't say the God, we just put the capital G. But what Harner mean is the correct translation should be the word was a God or the word was divine. So we have two different idea or two different suggestion here. That means John 1:1 is not definitely say that the word was God. Still among your scholars, still they have different idea on that. Then you cannot force your presupposition that the word, the correct translation should be the word was God. You see, you cannot force this kind of this translation, because according to Harner, can be translated different way. The word was a God or the word was divine also can be count as a correct translation, because here theos here is not definite, okay, according to Harner. And then I have another book by Craig Blomberg. He said that the core rule, actually, I don't want to go to very complicated issue about core rule, but I want to discuss a bit about core rule. John 1:1 has been translated by the formula that are found by Cowell rule, that here theos, he said that definite. Let I say before that I have video on this. I will give my link. Actually, Cowell rule is not consistently applied to every verse in New Testament. Okay, only 87% of the Bible verses goes according to core rule. Another 13% of the Bible verses not according to core rule. It's not follow what Cowell says. Okay, that means core rule is not also consistent. So I want to give my suggestion to our Christian friend Anthony and Christian who watch my video. Why you want to put your faith into something that inconsistent? Something you still can argue. Okay, something that you still can argue. Why you want to put your faith into something that doubtful? Okay, this is what I think you should think again and again, because this is faith. It's not something that is something to do with salvation, something to do with your salvation. Okay, so I think with that I end my video. Thank you very much for your time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.